Hello there. Bella's not here today. She may show up, I don't know. But I said, what is a wonderful verse for Wednesday to my iPhone? And it really did give me a good one. The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in him. My heart leaps for joy. And with my song, I praise him. Shows us that God is our protector and strength. We trust him, and I feel fearless. I might be 90 years old, but I feel fearless today. The Lord helps me, and he'll help you. And that's Psalms 28:7. He is our strength. Okay, so here I go. So I was thinking, what have I not told you all? And I thought about it, and the day I was refreshing when I took off. And anyway, it came to me that I have not, I need a hairbrush. I fixed this wig. I shampooed it and made it smell good. And I tell you what, you can't beat that with a stick. I have decided to tell you that being married 3 times it's a challenge. And of course, I love challenges. You got to do something to keep busy. And now it's YouTube. Here, I'm trying to get my iPad. I got this new scarf for 99 cents. And it matches my jacket and my bow that a friend gave me by the name of Darlene. And well, where is my hairbrush? Sometimes I get a little impatient, but I'll calm down and smile. I texted about Betty Shan, and I noticed she's got 71 subscribers now. She's doing well. I give her hints how to put her iPad up in front of her. I did forget to tell her to put it on a thing to hold it up. Like, well, let me show you what I do. See that right there? And I just set my iPad around on that. I am Grandma Lois. I saw a thing about growing old gracefully. I may not be growing old that gracefully. If I showed you up close, you could see my wrinkles. I choose not to do that. Well, anyway, what I have decided to do, and you can watch it or not, of course, and I love all of y'all, but I've been married 3 times. I was married 44 years the first time, 11 the second, and now I've been married 14 years to James, number 3. Now, when I married number 1, I did pray for him for many years because he said he's going to be a Christian. And I couldn't help but think to myself, liar, liar, pants on fire, because he lasted about 8 months going to church. And then he decided to, nope. And so he went his way. We still were married, and I wanted to get rid of him, and I told Daddy, I said, I want a divorce. He's not a Christian man. Daddy said, you made your bed, now lay in it. You promised till death do you part. Now get busy doing it. So I said, okay, Lord, because I was a Christian. And I didn't believe, our church don't believe in divorce unless, you know, there are circumstances that they do allow divorce. But I didn't have it. So anyhow, I made my mind up to stay married. And so he was a singer, and he played the guitar all the time. And of course, that won me over. I mean, he would sing, and his voice was wonderful, and I just loved his singing. And my dad says he will never amount to anything. Singers don't, he said. They won't work. He was almost right about that. But he was real shy. You cannot be a singer, country singer, and be shy. You got to put on a little show. You know, all those singers smile and look friendly. But he didn't have it in him. But he would sing, and we went, so I supported him when he wanted to go to Nashville, and we made money because he went into the bakery business and worked for a baker, and then he decided to start his own donut routes, and we ended up having 3 donut routes on the road, and a lot of times I had to pitch in and help deliver donuts. Some mornings when we was taking them all the way down to Elizabethtown, which is about 70 or 80 miles from New Albany, I would get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, my kids asleep in bed, load up the back seat of my car and the trunk of my car, and take them to a store down in Kentucky. That's the one time I was listening to Oral Roberts. Now you can look him up on YouTube. He was a dynamic speaker, and Oral Roberts University out in Oklahoma came from that. So I was listening to Oral Roberts on the radio, and we had this 1974 Bonneville that would nothing but get out and get it. And I was going too fast down the road, and I heard, "Hey!" The police got me. I was going so fast, but I was listening to a preacher. I got a ticket. He said, "Ma'am, do you realize how fast you was going?" And I said, "No, I really didn't. I was just listening to my preacher." Well, I got a ticket. But I supported Buddy in his donut shop. And we had a donut shop for a while with a partner, and I helped fold boxes and glaze donuts and do all kinds of stuff until we decided to sell the bakery part to our partner and just have donut trucks on the road, delivering everywhere. Now, when Buddy first started delivering donuts, before we had other trucks on the road, vans, we bought a van that could haul. It had shelves in it, and you could haul a lot of donuts. So we would go back to our partner's place, who still had a donut shop, and we would load up with trays and boxes of donuts. You just got boxes. And you know what we did? Kim was a baby, and now she's 64 years old. And I was so bored at home and it had 2 seats in the front, and I'd hold Kim in my lap, and we would go with him on his delivery route in Louisville. And where he delivered them to was mom and pop stores. Now in Louisville, back in that time, that's been 64 years ago, there was mom and pop stores every 2 or 3 blocks. And he built a route with all those mom and pop stores. Sometimes he'd only leave 3 dozen, and you have to pick up the stale. That don't pay you. And we put them in big sacks and sold them $1 a bag. Big sack, like would hold a bushel almost. And so that's what you did with your sale, and you sold them to the pig farmer. Or if you wanted to, you could put them in the freezer, pop them in the microwave, and eat them later because they did not spoil that fast. I had a girlfriend that had a bunch of kids. She's still my best friend, and she's 92. No, 91 maybe. I went to her birthday party recently. But she lived out in the country, and her husband didn't make much money. And she had a big chest freezer. I mean, enormous. And so we would get 2 or 3 bags, big bags of those donuts, and take them out to her, and she would throw them in that freezer. And she fed those to her kids. And they were good because they do not spoil. One day later, when you throw them in the freezer, so she appreciated that so much, and she still did. And her kids all grown up, and she's got so many grandkids. Boy, she's a great-great-grandma just like I am, and she's still here, but she's in a wheelchair. And so she had a grandson that moved in, does the cooking, and anything that needs to be done, he takes care of Grandma. Isn't that wonderful? But she's a fine Christian woman. So I got one friend left. Love you, Joyce. She watches these, and she says, "It's just like visiting with you." So I'll be sure and share this to Facebook. And that's how she gets me, because she don't do YouTube. A lot of my older friends are not real techie. But now Joyce still reads, and she's an artist. She paints pictures, and she painted me one. I don't know what I did with it. You give people pictures, and they don't know what they do with them. You put them up, you leave them a little while, and then they're gone. I never did get into painting again. I'm still thinking about it. Who knows what I might do next? Even I don't know. I tell you what, that Betty Shan said, she watches me, and I watch her. She says, She says she's 90 and she's got more energy than I have. Well, I gotta admit, I eat my chicken livers. I went and got me another mess the other day, and when you get at Lee's fried chicken, you get gizzards and livers, and I like the gizzards too, fried up, and they do such a swell job doing that. So, isn't this a cute scarf? You don't know what I'm liable to talk about next. But I supported number one husband all the way with his music. And the other day, I went to Evil Eye 45 YouTube. And what was there? Some of Buddy Baird's records that he cut in Nashville. And where he got them, I don't know. So you know what? He plays them for anybody that wants to hear them. So I played them and put them on YouTube. And that one, Count Me Gone, you can listen to it. I put it on my YouTube. I wrote that one. I mean, talk about going whole hog for whatever my husband's doing. That's the way I did it. Because, you know, the Bible says that to find a wife is to find a good thing. And I was always what the King James Version calls a helpmeet. I'm a helper. But some people have the gift of helps, and wives need it, for sure. And I told James I think the reason he married me was because he would stop by to have a snack, and he didn't even like chicken, but I like chicken. And I'd fry me up enough chicken to do me a day or two. It didn't last long. If he stopped by, he just ate the rest of it because he was always hungry. Because he was eating out, you know, because he didn't have a wife at that time when we were courting. And so he would eat that chicken and just gobble it down. If you get hungry, you eat more. Somebody asked me, what do you attribute to living to 90? I said, the Lord, because I eat whatever I want. And I do. But I did go on that diet called Eat Less that I made up myself. I never heard tell of it, but it should be somewhere. But that's what I do. And now this morning when I got on that scale, you know what it said? And I don't want to go over 155. And it said, you weigh 155.6. I said, oh no, I got to skip lunch or something. What am I going to do? Well, I'm going to eat less today. I'm working on it. It didn't work for breakfast, but we'll see about lunch, which is coming up. It's only 9 o'clock, and I'm getting ready to go running again. I want to go out to a thrift store in Sellersburg that I haven't been to in a while, and its main goal when it sells stuff, and I have donated to it before, is they help mothers that have been mistreated and living alone, and they support some good stuff. So I want to go out there and let's see, what do they call that? I forget what they call it, but they got one at Floyd Knobs and they got one at Sellersburg. And I enjoy going there once in a while, but not too often. So that's what I'm going to do today. I have plans. And then I got a good book going that I can't hardly lay down. And then I'm watching Alone. It came back on, and I can watch it on Disney Plus on the History Channel. And I like that. I just have so many things I love to do. You know, and then I get back in time to take my good nap. I was checking in on some of my other grandmas this morning, and that sweet grandma in Georgia, that woman is something else. And she can say y'all, so Southern. And I says to James, I said, she just works her Southern accent so good, but it's natural to her. So I'm from the South too, and I say y'all the same way. So she's a sweet woman. But she stays on live forever. And she's got a beautiful farm. It is, and she feeds the hummingbirds, and she got chickens. So a lot of people just love her. I am not going live. This is what you're getting. And I'm getting longer than I used to be. So here I am this morning, chit-chatting with all you sweet grandchildren and my friends. I've got friends that are older, and They are real good about watching it all the way through. And I am supposed to be getting $444. It's not in the bank yet. I checked yesterday. It is not there. And I already spent $200 of it. Well, I've kind of loaned it to myself. I tell you what, I needed to send that money to a Filipino church. I made friends with Raymond there, and he's on Facebook. Raymond, and it's spelled R-E-Y-M-U-N-D, Lapping. You can look him up on Facebook, and he'll show you pictures and stuff, and he's such a fine young man. I love a lot of people, but that's what the Lord is. He's love, and we need to love one another and be kind to one another. And sometimes it's not easy to be kind to some mean people, but get over it. Do not hold grudges, and that's the main thing. You might get upset and you might get aggravated, but don't go around holding a grudge. Don't let other people rain on your parade and get you upset. Don't stress out about it. You won't even remember it next week. I learned that the hard way. So y'all hang in there. Oh, where's my glasses? My brother Denny said, he told me this yesterday. He said, I can't tell that you look cross-eyed. I said, no, you can't. I said, you know what? You're just looking at me on your little old phone. They don't have Wi-Fi out there. So the only way he can watch his sister, which he don't miss. So he tells me knowing he don't miss. He says, you don't need to wear glasses when you're checking out. I said, Dennis, I said, if you had a big TV or if you had a bigger iPad, you could see that I go cross-eyed when I say bye and say walk that walk. So, let's see, what'll go with this? Oh, let me see. Oh, here's one. I like this one. I haven't took the tag off it yet. I got this out of everything. Whoa! I like to spill them all. I got them like this, see? This is an empty cookie box that I get at, where is my scissors? That I get at Myers. They cook them there at the store. Now, where'd them glasses? Here they are. See, I want to take this tag off. That looks silly to go on YouTube with a tag on there. Anyhow, that's my opinion. So I'm cutting it off. I got my scissors. This is my studio. And I tell you what, kiddos, it's a mess. But I have to have some place where I talk to y'all, and it's handy. I got a chair here, James's chair over there, my big TV's up there, and I got, let me show you what I got. I got Hannity on pause. I'll watch him later. See, if I get up here close, y'all can see my wrinkles. I don't care if you see my wrinkles. I may not be growing old too gracefully, but I'm enjoying it. So I'm getting ready to shut up. Can you believe that's went 18 minutes and 25 seconds? Now, I like these. I used to have a pair like this. That they weren't sunglasses. They were regular glasses. I think that was in 1950s. This was the rage back then. I wonder if they still sell them like this. When I make a new pair of glasses, I might get me some like this. I think they look sexy. James might dig this. And I like hugs. And he's good at that. I like this scarf. Well, anyhow, I'm a blessed woman. So y'all walk that walk that would be pleasing to Jesus. And I have talked too long, y'all. I wish you kids would watch all the way through better. I am beginning to tell people that your attention span is 3 seconds. No, that's a lie. I said it's this long. I said, but then the thing of it is, I find myself tuning in on YouTube and doing it about this long. This long? This long. About 3 minutes and I quit. I don't matter. We have fun anyway, don't we? I love y'all. Walk that walk. Now I'm not looking cross-eyed. And Denny's watching, my brother Denny's watching on his phone. And he says, Sister, you do so good. You're a star. And Bella did not join me this morning. She nipped me the other morning. Bye-bye. Walk that path that would be pleasing to Jesus.